Welcome to Hindu Holly Books. Close your eyes, clear your thoughts, and let the outside world fade away. Step into an ancient world of virtue, devotion, and epic battles. Free your mind, focus purely on the sacred sound, and let this timeless saga of Lord Ram transport you instantly. Chapter, beginning of the story. The land of Kosala, founded by Vaivasvata Manu, was situated on the sacred banks of the river Sarayu. The beautiful and prosperous city of Ayodhya served as the capital of this region. In the illustrious lineage of Vaivasvata Manu were born many brave, valiant, talented, and renowned kings, among whom King Dasharatha was one. King Dasharatha was a profound knower of the Vedas, righteous in conduct, compassionate in nature, skilled in warfare, and a devoted protector of his people. Under his rule, the citizens lived free from suffering, were truthful, and deeply devoted to God. In his kingdom, there was a complete absence of hatred or ill will among the people. One day, upon seeing a single white hair amidst his dark locks reflected in a mirror, Maharaja Dasharatha began to contemplate that the days of his youth were nearing their end. He realized that he was still without an heir, and worried about how his lineage would continue, and what would become of the kingdom in the absence of a successor. After deep reflection, he resolved to perform the Putrayeshti Yajna to obtain a son. He summoned his royal preceptor, Sage Vishwamitra, explained his intentions, and requested guidance on the proper rituals for conducting the sacrifice. Recognizing the king's thoughts as righteous and well-founded, Sage Vishwamitra said, "O king, I firmly believe that by performing the Putrayeshti Yajna, your desire will surely be fulfilled. Therefore, make arrangements without delay to perform the Ashvamedha Yajna and release a fine, dark-eared horse for this sacred rite." Following the counsel of Sage Vishwamitra, Maharaja Dasharatha soon had a beautifully adorned and exceedingly magnificent sacrificial hall constructed on the northern bank of the river Sarayu. He instructed his ministers and attendants to make all necessary arrangements. Thereafter, he went to the royal palace and shared this auspicious news with his three queens, Kosala, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. Upon hearing the king's words, all three queens were filled with joy. Chapter, Birth of Lord Rama. Following the king's command, the ministers and attendants released the dark-eared sacrificial horse, accompanied by the fourfold army. King Dasharatha sent invitations to noble sages, ascetics, learned scholars, and great Vedic experts from various lands to conduct the sacred yajna. When the auspicious time arrived, King Dasharatha entered the sacrificial hall along with all the guests, his revered guru Sage Vishwamitra and sage Rishi Asringa, the son-in-law of King Lamapada of Anga. Thus, the great yajna formally commenced. The entire atmosphere resonated with the loud chanting of Vedic hymns and was filled with the fragrance of sacred offerings. After the completion of the yajna, the priests, Brahmins, and sages were respectfully honored with gifts of wealth, food grains, cows, and other offerings before being bid farewell. King Dasharatha then carried the sacred offering, charu, to his palace and distributed it among his three queens. By the grace of the Supreme Lord, all three queens conceived after partaking of the divine offering. On the 9th day of the bright fortnight of the month of Chaitra, under the Punarvasu constellation, when the Sun, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus were all positioned in their exalted states, and Cancer ascended as the rising sign, Queen Kosala gave birth to a son. The child was dark-complexioned, radiant, supremely luminous, and of extraordinary beauty. All who beheld him were left spellbound. Soon afterward, at equally auspicious moments, Queen Kaikeyi gave birth to one son, and Queen Sumitra gave birth to two radiant sons. Joy spread throughout the kingdom. In celebration of the birth of the four princes, Gandharvas sang celestial songs, Apsaras danced, and the gods showered flowers from their divine chariots. King Dasharatha generously bestowed gifts upon bards, minstrels, Brahmins, and all who came to bless the royal family. The people received wealth and grain, while courtiers were honored with jewels, ornaments, and titles. Sage Vishwamitra performed the naming ceremony of the four princes, naming them Ramachandra, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrugna. As they grew in age, Ramachandra surpassed his brothers in virtues and became exceedingly beloved among the people. Possessing exceptional intelligence, he quickly mastered all branches of knowledge. He became highly skilled in the use of weapons and in riding elephants, horses, and all types of vehicles. He remained constantly devoted to serving his parents and teachers, and his three brothers followed his example. The four brothers shared deep reverence for their elders and profound mutual love and harmony. King Dasharatha's heart overflowed with pride and joy upon seeing his sons. Chapter: Arrival of Sage Vishwamitra. In the royal court of Ayodhya, Sage Vishwamitra, ministers, and courtiers were seated in their proper places. King Dasharatha addressed his guru and said, "Revered master, life is fleeting, and I am advancing toward old age. My sons, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrugna, have now reached maturity. Before leaving this body, I wish to see them married. I request you to arrange suitable brides for them." As soon as the king finished speaking, the gatekeeper announced the arrival of Sage Vishwamitra. King Dasharatha himself went to receive the sage at the entrance, welcomed him with honor, brought him into the court, and seated him respectfully near Sage Vishwamitra. After inquiring about his well-being, the king humbly said, "O great sage, I am blessed by your presence. The dust of your sacred feet has sanctified this royal court and the entire city of Ayodhya. Kindly tell me the purpose of your visit. I shall consider myself fortunate to serve you in any manner." Pleased by the king's humility, Sage Vishwamitra replied, "O king, you have spoken in accordance with the noble tradition of your lineage. The rulers of the Ikshvaku dynasty have always shown devotion toward cows, Brahmins, and sages. I have come with a special request. If you promise to fulfill it, I shall present my demand. Otherwise, I shall depart without asking." King Dasharatha said, "O Brahmarshi, speak without hesitation. The entire world knows that a king of the Raghu dynasty never breaks his word. I would even offer my head at your feet." Readdressed by this promise, Vishwamitra explained that demons named Maricha and Sabahu repeatedly desecrated his Yajna by polluting the sacrificial altar. Due to the restraint required during a Yajna, he could not destroy them with his ascetic power. He therefore requested Rama to accompany him for 10 days to protect the sacrifice, assuring that Rama was fully capable of slaying the demons and would be safely returned. Hearing this, King Dasharatha was overwhelmed with sorrow. Regaining composure, he pleaded that Rama was still young and offered to go himself. Vishwamitra firmly assured him that Rama was more than capable. Still overcome by paternal attachment, the king hesitated, causing Vishwamitra to become enraged and accuse him of abandoning the traditions of truth and promise-keeping. Seeing the sage's anger, the court trembled with fear. Sage Vishwamitra then advised the king not to let attachment tarnish the honor of the Raghu dynasty, and assured him that Rama would only benefit from accompanying Vishwamitra. Convinced, King Dasharatha summoned Rama. Lakshmana also arrived and requested permission to accompany his brother. With blessings from all elders, Rama and Lakshmana departed with Sage Vishwamitra. As the people of Ayodhya watched, the two brothers followed the sage, bows on their shoulders and quivers at their backs, shining with divine radiance, appearing like the Ashwini Kumaras following Lord Rama. Passing through forests and vines, they traveled 6 kosas and reached the banks of the sacred Sarayu. There, Vishwamitra instructed them to bathe and taught them the divine sciences of Bala and Atibala, granting them mastery over hunger and thirst. After receiving these powerful disciplines, the brothers rested on the riverbank and slept peacefully after serving their guru. Chapter: Kamadeva's Hermitage. The next day, at the sacred hour of Brahma Muhurta, Sage Vishwamitra awoke and approached Rama and Lakshmana as they rested on their grass beds. He said, "O Rama and Lakshmana, awaken, the night has ended. Soon the Lord of Light, the sun, will rise in the eastern sky. Just as he destroys darkness and spreads light in all directions, you too must destroy the demons with your valor. Complete your daily duties, perform the evening and morning prayers, and please the gods through sacred offerings. Abandon laziness and rise at once, for this is not the time for sleep." Upon receiving their guru's command, both brothers rose immediately, completed their daily rituals and ablutions, and proceeded with Sage Vishwamitra toward the banks of the Ganga. They reached the confluence of the Ganga and Sarayu, where peaceful and beautiful hermitages of sages and ascetics were situated. Seeing a particularly enchanting hermitage, Ramachandra asked his guru, "O revered teacher, whose dwelling is this most delightful hermitage?" In response, Sage Vishwamitra said, "O Rama, this is a very sacred place. In ancient times, Lord Shiva, the Lord of Mount Kailasa, performed severe penance here. His intense austerities caused the entire universe to tremble. Fearing the power of his penance, Indra decided to disrupt it and appointed Kamadeva for this task. Kamadeva shot several arrows of desire at Lord Shiva, disturbing his meditation. Enraged, Lord Shiva opened his third eye, and from its blazing fire Kamadeva was reduced to ashes. Being a deity, Kamadeva did not perish entirely, only his physical form was destroyed. As his limbs were burnt away, he came to be known as Ananga, the bodiless one, and this land became known as Angacha. Though this is Lord Shiva's hermitage, it is also called Kamadeva's hermitage due to this event. By Sage Vishwamitra's instruction, all decided to rest there for the night. Rama and Lakshmana gathered roots, fruits, and forest produce and offered them to the sage. After partaking of the meal together, the brothers completed their evening prayers and listened to spiritual discourses and sacred stories from their guru. Finally, after serving him respectfully and receiving permission, they lay down on grass beds, chanting the most sacred Gayatri mantra. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more audiobooks like this one.